If you're just tuning in, you're going to see in this promo package why I'm picking this particular player. It's because it's something that we've been dealing with each and every event. So I'm just going to let the promo package speak, and then I will go and we'll go into the predictions after that. But yeah, you guys aren't going to want to miss this.
His boost here. I'm interested to see how big the mechanics come into play. As I say that, Drewski up, flip reset under, and it's 2-1.
Fake kickoff coming out from Drewski. He didn't even bother going for it. Drewski has it. The challenge is going to be there, and it is going to fall into the back of the net.
Man, my favorite moment from this had to just be Drewski's domination. It was one of the most dominating performances I've seen in ones at that level in a very long time.
I believe it was Asphira who just elected to retreat from the ball, and there is a great touch. Drewski putting it in the back.
Asphira tried to mimic Drewski's playstyle too much. This is not a if you can't beat him, join him scenario. This is if you can't beat him, do the opposite and stop him.
He must have a protractor in the front of that car or something. The demo, he's only 2 goals down. Another accurate flick. Unbelievable from Drewski.
I don't think there's a single player in the URLC roster that I don't have a chance of beating.
Bass's playstyle at a honed SSL level is a scary thing. Dude, you're a smart player. A lot of players would just try to shoot this at the net.
I've really enjoyed my coaching with Remmy. He's got a very analytical approach, which I really appreciate. Like, we've gone over some of Juicy's games, kind of looked at some of his tendencies and patterns and stuff like that.
And then the initial few seconds after he gets it on the front, he's not going to flip right away.
Yeah.
You have about like 2 car lengths before he's like fully settled. If someone's trying to settle it, he might have been better off just straight up full sending this. The main goal today is to work on knowing when to challenge.
Nice. I love it.
You can do whatever you want. Awesome.
Get that out of here.
Awesome. Bass's playstyle, slow, methodical. I think he should stick to his roots. It has a good playstyle. He reminds me of Hey Yo, I'm Hungry, but at the SSL level. Solid, it's consistent, and I think he can catch a dub with it.
Going into this event, there's going to be a game plan for sure for me. Basilisk is a really good defender, can counterattack quickly.
It definitely seems like Juicy's a mechanical player. Definitely someone who's not afraid to go for stuff, in the air or go for the fancy flicks, but he can definitely execute all of it. So it's not just for show.
Got to be careful in the air for what I go for. I think focusing on ground play, dribbles, flicks. Just trying to be as consistent as I can with that.
Juicy, I know we've played each other in ranked, so I know that you know me a little bit. I know you're a mechanical guy, but don't underestimate me. I'm going to be relying on some IQ plays to hopefully try and balance out the lack of mechanics, because I know that you're better mechanically, but I don't know. Don't count me out. I think we might have a good matchup.
But one thing I want Basilisk to know is I'm always looking for those montage plays. If he gives me too much space, you better watch out.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. We all know Remmy has been doing this for just about every event where he kind of does a little training with one of the players for one of the series, right? And he has not caught a win so far. Mustache. He's not caught a win so far.
He's not caught a win so far, and so. Yeah, believe me, but it's not for lack of trying. It's not because the players weren't good or his coaching isn't good. It's just, what happens on the pitch happens on the pitch. So he's not been able to pull out the coach win, if you will. But I think this could be an interesting matchup. Obviously, we see Basilisk talking about how he's not as mechanically inclined as Drewski is, but that can sometimes be a factor against you in ones, and you're all wondering, Mustache, what are you talking about? Sometimes you see these players, they get a little flashy, they get a little too flashy, and they start making mistakes. They start not hitting what they expect to hit because now they've got the pressure on them. So just because he's more mechanically inclined doesn't guarantee him a win, but I'm going to wait till the viewer predictions. So Top Gun, yeah, he hasn't gotten the win Remmy hasn't gotten the win, but this could be a different scenario here.
Yeah, of course. I totally agree. I think that I think it could go either way, personally. I think high IQ plays versus mechanical can be a very interesting game here. But we do have to get viewer predictions going. Remember that if you predict correctly, then you have a chance to win a $50 Amazon gift card. Sorry. So make sure that you guys get your votes in chat.
This is Dynamic D's viewer predictions. Who will win the series?
I think I'll start off this time. I know we had Volt start off one and Mustache start off one as well. So I'll go ahead and start off the SSL division. By the way, you guys, this is a best of 5, and it is the only best of 5 of the event, while the Champ and GC divisions are a best of 3. So in this best of 5, we've got Basilisk and Drewski. Drewski being more mechanical, Basilisk being a little bit, just from what it seems, being to work on counterattacks. You know, honestly, I think that I already have my pick. I'm pretty sure. You know, I'm pretty confident in it. Simply because I know that Remmy. Sorry, Remmy. I'm sorry, but the training hasn't quite worked yet. It hasn't quite worked yet, and I think I just got to go with the instinct here and go with Drewski.
Volts, I want you to go, and then I'll go last.
I'm again, fantastic promo package. The production tonight has been perfect, but I have to correct Bass on one thing. Drewski is not a mechanical player, he is a mechanical nightmare. And it is a major, major problem for his opponents. We saw him take on his Fura, who is a very good player. I mean, he worked as Fura. The mechanics got to the point of where, I mean, there was nothing he could do. And so I don't see it going any different. You can game plan it all you want. You can study all the film you want. You can get great coaching from Remmy all you want. I mean, it doesn't change where Drewski's mechanics are at and how capable of a player he is. I'm going with Drewski.
Oh, man. All right. I'm doing it. Remmy, Basilisk, you're getting this win. I'm going with you guys. You have to be able to pull this one out. I feel like the training will help them, even though, yes, I know how mechanical Drewski is, but sometimes we've seen it enough here in URLC. The mechanics aren't always the key factor. You know, just flicks. Where we saw Danikin, she was saying that she wanted to get more mechanical. She did flicks. Yeah, that is a mechanic, but it wasn't like what you would expect as far as everybody's saying, oh, I can do this mechanic, I can come off the ceiling, I can come off the wall, blah, 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 blah. I don't think that's going to be just enough. So I'm going to go with Remmy. He's due for a win. I'm going to go with Basilisk. It's going to be you guys. I guess I'm going to be the lone gunman here.
I mean, you know, I do believe that if Drewski wins, that's what, 3 for me and 2 for
That would be
Volts?
Two for me.
Volts and 1 for me. I get it, but I gotta go with my buddy Remmy and Basilisk. They're working hard. I feel like of any player that Remmy has coached, I think this one can give him his first win.
I definitely think Remmy has a really good chance at this one. Basilisk is a fantastic player, and again, he's a great ones player here. So I mean, this one was in a different situation for Remmy here, to where, I mean, again, you're working with someone who has really mastered the game of car soccer at this point, and it's the finer details that you have to iron out. But in a best of 5 here, I mean, Drewski has that adaptability. He's played in these RLCS quals. He's a high-ranking 6-man's player as well for 3s. He grinds and spends his time in 1s. We've seen what he's capable of in the air. I think it's too much over the course of a 5-game series for Basilisk to overcome.
All right, so lone man here. I do want to point out, remember when we had the last one driving, Basilisk, he did quite a showing, not to mention he did get about 8 lives given to him or so, but still, he definitely has the mentality to show up there on the pitch and do what he needs to do. 42% going with Drewski, 58% going with Basilisk. I don't know if the Drewski fans just aren't in chat, but I'm a little surprised seeing the promo, seeing you guys, and knowing what I know about Drewski, the fact that he was not the favor in chat. So Basilisk, the coaching from Remmy, the skill that Basilisk already has, will it be enough, Foltz? Who's to say? We've had crazy matchups throughout the night. This is our last one, the main event, the best of 5. Can Basilisk take it in a best of 5?
Again, it's that 5 number. I mean, you have to win 3 games, and I don't know if that's a mountain that Basilisk can climb, because again, I can definitely see him. It won't be a full sweep like we saw against Isfira here. I think he gets a game, maybe even 2 off of Drewski here, but in a full 5-game set, I mean, there's so many different factors, and again, the creativity and the elusiveness of Drewski when he's on ball, off ball, taking 50s, looking for those flip resets. I think it's just going to be a little bit too much for him to overcome in the long run, but it definitely has to start in game 1. He can't afford to get behind in the series early.
Right. You're talking about your prediction and not being a sweep or so. I agree. I don't see it being a sweep, but Basilisk, if he is to win this, he's got to do it in 4. He cannot allow this to go to that 5th game. If it goes to the 5th game, I think the longevity of the series will just wear down on Basilisk, and I do feel like Drewski will take it. So if it goes to 5, I'm going to be a little concerned. But not saying that Basilisk can't win it, but he's got to win it in 4 or less. So he's either got to sweep him, which is going to be a tall order, or he's got to, he's going to have one get away from him and see what he can do. Hopefully, maybe it's just the first one can come back in game 2. Remember, best of 5s, I always say game 2 is the most important one. So even if he loses game 1, Basilisk comes in, he changes, he adapts, he overcomes, he takes down in game 2 and, maybe uses that momentum. Who knows? It's going to be a tall order. 1s is a long game mode, especially when these players have to watch all of our replays, because we're obviously going to break them down. And then you have 5-game potential. This could be a long series ahead of us, Volts, but I'm glad it's going to be these 2 players. These always are fun to watch.
Tough to prepare for and hard to stay locked in for a whole 5-game set of 1. So both of these players going to want to get out of here quickly. Basilisk in the orange, Drewski in the blue. We are underway for the main event from Beckwith Park, and oh my, both players in the Dominus here. That's something that I didn't even notice, and I'm putting 2 and 2 together now. Both of these guys are Dominus mains.
Indeed, and so that's going to be an interesting play. And oh my goodness, I didn't think Drewski was actually going to be able to get a touch on that one. But the demo coming out, Basilisk to get the first one on the board.
First one on the board, he's the first one to delve in his bag of mechanics too. The flip reset was a pretty one. I was with you. I thought Drewski was way too high to even reach that, but again, longer hitbox on that Dominus will afford him a touch, but erased from the pitch. So 23 seconds in, it's 1-0 Basilisk, and oh no, Drewski has it on his hood, went for the 45 flick. It won't quite work out, but he's got all the boost in the world.
Now Basilisk just has to see and wait, and he didn't have much to play with that one. So Drewski, knowing that, elected not to challenge and waited to see what Basilisk would do. A nice little pop-up. Basilisk, he's got about nothing left in the tank now and used all of it to just try to make the play. Drewski actually going to go make a play and get the angle. I thought when that was going to hit the wall that he really was just going to have to bring it back out. What a play from Drewski.
Oh, the adjustment there. After taking the challenge, he stays calm and collected, uses that air roll so well to position his car, and we're at the upper echelon, Mustache, well within the top 1% of all players of this game. So I shouldn't really be surprised by things like that anymore, but I still am every day.
Oh, indeed. And, it doesn't matter who the player is. It's just whenever you see these high-level mechanics and skill come out here in Rocket League, it's always just a pleasure to watch and be a part of it. And Drewski's going to see what he can do, and that's with a great play. He's got control. Drewski almost trying to go for the demo. Elects not to waste any more boost on the attempt. And Drewski doesn't quite get the touch, but he's going to be able to make the double play. I'm sorry, double tap rather, and get the clear and the possession. He's got control. He's just trying to keep the ball away from Bassi, and this one could bounce up, puts it on the far side, and Drewski not going to be able to make the play.
Great choice by Basilisk there. He knows that Drewski doesn't have too much boost in the tank, and he's not supersonic, which means he can't quite reach that one. And Drewski won't be able to turn it aside, so a big goal number 2 there, and this is a pretty good start here. He's limiting Drewski's ability to take to the air, and so far has really kind of quelled the mechanics that we know and have seen here at the URLC that Drewski likes to go for.
Oh, and there's a fantastic challenge. We all know, I've said it so many times, you've got to watch the corners. And Drewski coming in for that heavy challenge right there in the corner. You know, unless you just get the perfect hit on it, it's always going to be in favor of the player with the control of the ball, and the speed was just not in Drewski's favor, and because of it, Bass able to put it in the back of the net.
He got bumped off kickoff here and landed perfectly to put this one away. That's a fortunate break as Drewski just launches him right into that pad. He uses what he's given and it's straight into the back of the net. A 3-goal lead, Mustache.
This is exactly what you want if you're a Basilisk fan. You want to make sure that he's able to hold on these heavy leads that he has and make Drewski really have to, force himself at challenges and force himself at possessions, because he's going to try to race to see if he can't claw himself back. He's got 2:45 left in regulation, so plenty of time, but Basilisk is doing well with controlling the pace of this particular game and controlling the boost right also. A great challenge coming off the backboard. Bass just going to have to hold it here in the corner and see what he can do on the transition.
Drewski's going to head all the way back and grab corner. Bold turn there. Yeah, it was a very strange turn as well, and just never quite made its way in front for Basilisk to take advantage of, but Drewski trying to escape, and now we'll get all the way down. He's grabbed corner, just trying to work it around. Awkward little wave dash. We'll just hand possession away, but he stays with 0 just to kind of mess with Basilisk there. We heard him talk about it in the promo package, Mustache. He wants to avoid the big counterattack goals.
You got to watch here, because there was potential goal to come out there from Basilisk, and I'm noticing a lot of awkward challenges, but as I say that, Drewski, with all the control, able to, close in on that lead.
And you can see from Drewski's takeoff, as soon as he took off for this one, you knew he was locked in on it, like a homing missile. And he was confident in where that was headed. He put it right off the backboard where it needed to be, and well, he's going to make that 10 out of 10 times.
And I feel like if you're a Basilisk fan and you see Drewski in the air like that, you almost have to watch out. And he tries to go for the bump and the demo. It doesn't quite work out, and Drewski's just going to launch this one. Basilisk is there. Off the backboard it goes. Drewski's got control. Doesn't quite waterfall. Not able to get the flip reset, so those should be able to give time for Basilisk. Shot on. Crossbar down and in. I didn't think that was going to go in.
What a bounce here. I mean, this has to be the perfect placement. If he puts it even a little bit higher, it should have kicked straight back out. But what a bounce here from Drewski as the post and crossbar afford him some luck, as it takes a very friendly bounce fake kickoff out here. And, well, Mustache, it looks like Drewski's starting to get going.
I definitely didn't expect that that post rather to be so favorable, to just allow that to roll in, but Drewski's definitely looking like he is starting to warm up, I guess, if you will. Maybe he was just having a little bit of a slow start. He's still down the 1 goal, just now past the 60-second mark, and that one shot on and a quick turnaround. I mean, basically 180 Drewski had to turn his car to try to get that save, and he did in a fantastic fashion, but the pressure still to come out from Basilisk. Drewski with nothing left in the tank. There's not much he can do because of it.
You could see him try to hop onto this corner boost and give it a second, and then, of course, right as he exits, it spawns for Basilisk there. So, an unfortunate break for Drewski, and 2-goal deficit to overcome here. 44 seconds left, and definitely not out of reach just yet, Mustache, but not where you want to be.
You notice Drewski is trying to go for those bumps. He's trying to get a little bit more aggressive, and that's where you want to be if you're Basilisk. You want to be in his head. He's feeling like he's got to challenge everything and see if he can't take Bass off the pitch. He gets a little bit of a bump there, is able to get the goal. He's back within 23 seconds, so still doable. But I'm noticing Drewski chase the demo a little bit more than you'd think.
Yeah, it could be the time on the clock making him feel a little bit desperate there, but he was setting up a ground-to-air dribble, just knocked off the ball there. He does such a good job of getting that ball up in the air. That was something Mittens highlighted in our original series that Cobain was struggling with, was getting that ball up high enough for the ground-to-air dribbles, but Drewski gets it all the way up there. Flip reset turned aside, and Basilisk said he could save the mechanics. He's trying to leak out and punish, and that's what you have to be careful of for when you go for these big mechanical attempts.
I love the recovery from Basilisk, and not only that, he's able to try to go for Drewski because he's figuring either A, I'm going to get a bump on him, or B, I'm going to be able to get the demo. Obviously, Drewski had the speed, but still, Basilisk was able to get to Drewski and then to the ball so that he could put that shot on. He's got the 2-goal lead. This one should be a win for Basilisk, and that's game number 1 of a best of 5 where Basilisk able to take down the juggernaut that is Drewski and his mechanics. Will it be enough to propel him into game number 2? This was a tall order just to win this one.
Yeah, I said it had to be done in game number 1. Basilisk had to take game 1 here to get off on the right foot here, and I think he sent a message to Drewski that he's here to play. He's got a good game plan. He can save the mechanics. He's fast. He's reliable at what is the core of ones, and I mean, it showed on the pitch there. Limited Drewski's mechanical attempts as well, despite a 64% kickoff advantage for Drewski.
Right. I mean, if you're looking at the stats right there, I feel like a lot of it favored Drewski besides the demo for Basilisk, and maybe that was it. You just start having to get in the head of Drewski. You have to say, hey, like you said, I'm fast. I've got the recovery. I'm able to get the demos on you when I need to take you off the pitch. And you started to notice Drewski chasing those demos. I don't think, he didn't even quite really get a touch on Basilisk when he aimed for it. Now, obviously, he got touches, he got bumps, but when he was chasing the demo, he didn't quite get it, and it kind of puts him out of position. So keep it up, Basilisk. You're in his head, but Drewski, obviously being the player that he is, you're not going to be there rent-free.
So, game number 2, we'll see if Drewski can get it together. And Mustache, again, you question, are the demos strategic? Is it a little bit of desperation? Does the time on the clock affect the way that he's chasing demos? All questions, we'll probably never know the answer to, but knowing Drewski, that's not really his play style, so I'm sure he'd love to work his way back into the air, back out of those awkward situations, and really get rolling here in game 2.
That was 3 large boost pads that Bass just took from Drewski. He is able to pick up his own corner, and that challenge might be a goal. It is going to be so. And that is just an awkward, unfortunate situation if you're a Basilisk fan.
Basilisk lost Drewski right behind the ball for a split second, and he went from being on his near post to right on top of it. And again, it's so difficult when you have that ball on your foot to be able to see your opponent, Mustache. And I mean, you lose somebody like Drewski and someone at this SSL level of ones for even a split second, they cover a lot of ground in a short period of time.
Just like that. Look at Drewski with those challenges. You see, he kind of faked the challenge. He turns quick enough, and Basilisk just knows he can't do anything with it. And Drewski, that turn, just perfect play from him. He's got the 2-goal lead, exactly where you want to be if you're Drewski.
Players are joking about it, but Basilisk was right on Drewski's tail there looking for the demo. He just didn't quite find it. No recovery off kickoff will allow Drewski to grab both corner and mid. Oh, and Basilisk left him a lot of room. Drewski's not going to take it to the air, though. I thought we would see a mechanical attempt. Instead, it's a modified hook shot that will be turned aside, and Basilisk now on the offensive end. Drewski trying to not give him too much space without getting burnt, and his defense stands tall. No flip into this one as he's trying to possess it, but Basilisk all over him right now.
Will that flick be all over him? No. Drewski able to get the touch and able to get the recovery off that backboard. Fantastic defensive play to come out from the blue side with Drewski. Basilisk got control from the midfield, tried to bait him out with a potential shot and fakes the hit on it, and so does Drewski. So they're both just trying to see who can bait out the other. This one might be a breakaway. No, Basilisk not able to launch it down. I thought if he would have been able to get a power hit on that, he would have been able to kind of beat Drewski on his recovery and launch it down the pitch. Put that first one in the board for himself. He's got the musty. Does he go for the flip reset? No, it waterfalls down, so Basilisk is going to have to make a play on the ball, and because of it, allows Drewski to take the corner boost. Another attempt in the air, the flip reset there. Basilisk not going to attempt, and Drewski again going to take the corner boost from Bass.
Yeah, Drewski's mechanics are starting to come to life, and that's what you have to be careful of, because again, we've seen, even if they're not scoring or putting the ball in the back of the net, they're keeping you pinned as Basilisk is forced to make the save off his own crossbar. Oh, that was a only place left to put it kind of deal, and does make it work, but now Drewski time space, air dribble, incoming. He stays on this one and dunks it home. Drewski with a big 3-0 lead.
You see him get that pop-up, and you're just like, oh my gosh. So you see how Drewski, sets himself up behind the ball. No matter how Basilisk challenged that one, that was going in because he's got all the momentum and gravity working in his favor to just draw him down. And now he's got this big, heavy car behind the ball, making sure that if it, has a challenge, it's still just going to dunk itself into the net. Perfect play by Drewski to put himself up 3-0.
Ooh, hook shot is off, and it caroms hard back out towards midfield, and that means Drewski, even on low boost there with 33, is just able to put it away. And, well, Mustache, this is what you had to be careful of if you're Basilisk. This one threatening to get out of hand with still 2 minutes left.
Yeah, that goose egg sitting over there on the orange side is not helping Basilisk, and again, he's starting to kind of chase certain attempts that maybe you wouldn't quite go for if you weren't in this particular predicament. So because of that, he's got 2 minutes, so it's still doable, but he's going to have to get one on the board to just give himself some momentum and kind of change that mentality that he's currently in. And we all talk about how game twos are important in a best of 5. So right now, if you are a Drewski fan, that's exactly where you want to see Drewski be. He's currently in the lead, and this might be the way to open those floodgates, like you like to say, Volts, and see if Basilisk can turn this game around with 1:41 left in regulation. Yeah, there's a chance, but he's going to need more shots like that.
Drewski almost climbed the ladder there, just a little bit late. And yeah, Mustache, I feel like, especially as you get deeper into the game, sometimes just getting that goose egg out of your scoreboard is so huge. And, well, Basilisk immediately making my point correct here as he delays this kickoff, stop, and pop, and that's a wide open net for him. He went from 4-0 to 4-2 just like that.
Yeah, but that kickoff is not going to work a second time. Drewski will not be baited by that. So let's see what Bass can do yet again. But hey, there's another great kickoff if he gets the touch. And I said a big if, as Drewski able to get into the air, get the play. He's going to have to go for the corner, and what a flick to come out from Drewski. Obviously no power. He was pretty much in front of the... Is that... Oh, no, it is not an own goal. But boy, the camera angle kind of tricked my eyes, and I'm sure most of you in the Twitch chat thought the same thing. Drewski didn't like the way Basilisk was kind of positioned, so he says, you know what? How about I go all the way back and try this one yet again?
It's to no avail as Basilisk does find the possession he's looking for. This one slow in the corner. Basilisk quick to pop it over, but he can't quite recover, and still just be forced to kind of tap it back and forth between himself and Drewski here as continue to just move this one around the pitch. He can't quite find a look that he likes, and he's running out of time to make some of these opportunities count as Drewski again directing traffic to his own corner from his backboard here. This one on his hood, 40 to work with, took a great low 50, and as the 30 seconds remaining shows up on your screen, Drewski would love to just kill some time in this orange corner here and just continue to really frustrate Basilisk here. That's a mistake though. Opportunities there until Drewski, good catch and flick back out to the mid. He's demoed, but the shot still comes through, and well, Mustache, that might just be the dagger here in game 2.
Yeah, I think that might be it. I mean, you saw so many attempts come out from Basilisk, and he wasn't able to do much with it. And unfortunately for him, it just wasted a lot of time. And I think Drewski knew that. So he's going to say, hey, I'm just going to try to challenge him and make sure that, if he's going to make the shot attempt, he's going to have to be accurate or, try to overpower me. And because he wasn't able to, all that time was wasted. Now Drewski was able to get that goal, and that was the definitive factor. So game 2 going to go in favor of Drewski. We're all tied up in this series. We all knew that this was not going to be a sweep for either player, but now the game 2 win goes to Drewski, the most important I feel out of a best of 5. And so now if you're Basilisk, what do you do to turn this around?
That's a great question, and quite frankly, I don't have the answer. He probably wishes we could have a little timeout break so we could talk with Coach Remmy and maybe get a couple words of advice. But again, we head to Game 3, Mustache. It's the last swing game of the series. Whoever wins this is headed on to series point. There's not too much to clean up, but Basilisk worked his game plan in Game 1. Drewski got off to his game plan and never looked back in Game 2, and quite frankly, I think it's just coming down to that first minute 30 of who really gets going.
Right, I'm looking over the stats, and you guys can see it there on your screen as well. Basilisk Drewski rather, still coming out with the kickoff advantage. 0 demos for himself, electing not to go or not to be aggressive in this particular game. He gets the 2 saves, 8 shots on target, and he's getting 5 of those in the back of the net. So great plays to come out from Drewski. Basilisk, it was really that just 4-goal deficit that he had to claw himself back from that really, plagued him. So he's got to make sure that he can keep the game close. Not necessarily get the first goal or even the second goal, but he can't allow it to get more than 2 goals. Otherwise, I feel like having to claw back against a player like Drewski is just too tall of an order for Basilisk to pull himself out of.
100% agree, and it definitely felt like Drewski was able to play his game more. We didn't see him awkwardly chasing demos or even really looking to keep it on the ground as much as he did in Game 1. He took to the skies, he went for what he wanted. Basilisk lost him again with the ball on his hood, and Drewski will be able to make this one play despite an awkward bounce off the post.
This is almost an exact mirror to what happened there in game number 2, and at this point, I feel like Basilisk can't allow those situations to happen. You've got to watch dribbling around Drewski. He's going to challenge you, and so far I'm pretty sure I'd have to go back through through games 1 and 2 to really make sure I'm correct. But oh my gosh, what a dunk! But I feel like the challenges are always won by Drewski in those particular situations.
What is that second touch from Drewski right there on the setup for the air dribble? How does he... I don't even understand, because he doesn't flip into it, but he flicks it so high up, and it sells the fact that he's going for that air dribble, and then he just lets it fall right back down, Mustache, and takes a beautiful 50.
Another one. Goodness. 3rd goal in, and again, you're starting to see this deficit start to climb, and you're allowing the mechanics to come out from Drewski. You do have to shut them down. He's able to just kind of punch these shots and put them through and everything, and you've got to watch yourself, because it's going to start snowballing to a point where you will not be able to come back from. And Drewski has got the flip reset, goes for it, and almost puts that one in. It started across the line.
Yeah, this is a very dangerous situation now for Basilisk. We saw it against his Fura as well when Drewski gets going in these 1v1s, and he starts to feel the confidence of hitting a couple different shots. I mean, he just starts pouring it on, and that's a big miss of back corner there that will allow Basilisk the chance to possess, but a mistake on the flick will not yield a goal just yet. I mean, again, this is such an impressive display from Drewski and his mechanics.
And because of it, you've got to watch those mechanics. I mean, Basilisk, he's got to see what he can do. And another flick, and you saw the little pop-up from Drewski allowed him to position himself right in front of the net just in case that ball fell favorably. And Basilisk isn't even going to be able to recover in time before Drewski's able to make a play. So now it's just a big game of keep away. And with a 3-goal lead, definitely Drewski doesn't even have to go for any more goals. He's got 3 minutes left on the clock, a goal a minute. And hey, Basilisk, if Drewski's gonna do it to you, might as well do the same thing to him.
Oh.
And Drewski's still able to come down for that save. Finally, Basilisk just knocks him completely off the ball, gets aggressive, and that's maybe what you gotta do.
That one felt a little bit personal there.
Definitely.
Basilisk was struggling. Mustache to put that in the back of the net. That felt like one of those, all right, you know what, fine, I'll just remove you completely from your goal, get out of my way, let me score one.
But again, so much time was wasted. I mean, 5 seconds and everybody's probably like, well, 5 seconds isn't a lot. In Rocket League, in ones, it's an hour, I feel like. I mean, it just can give you so much time. You need every second in this particular game mode because it can change at a moment's notice. And Basilisk not going to be able to get that one. Another potential dunk, and there it is. Drewski putting another one on the board.
Yeah, Drewski's just putting Basilisk in such awkward situations, and he's got one play there. With him being so low on near post, he has one play right there to stop the immediate shot, and it's to do what he did. Go for a pop, go for a 50 from that low position, and the task is simple for Drewski there. Just get above him. The dunk goes back in front or in the net, and again, it comes from the amount of ones that Drewski plays, but also his understanding of car soccer, and, well, there's a good response from Basilisk.
I'm not gonna lie. If Drewski, so this is me in ones in a nutshell. If I'm Basilisk and Drewski gets that save there, I leave the game. There's no way. I mean, Drewski had no boost. He had nothing going for him, but he's got the mechanics and he's got the skill. And obviously, we know these high level games here in ones and in just Rocket League in general. It's tough to get past defenders when they are just that good, but still it is nothing but tilting when you're just trying to get by and you still can't do so because this player is just outpacing you left and right.
Basilisk there, able to turn aside a Drewski offensive opportunity, and now has him in a little bit of an awkward situation, but I guess you're never awkward when your aerials look like that, Mustache, and Drewski will make it play for now. Basilisk, good corner boost starve, and well, Drewski chasing a bump there again, something we haven't seen too much out of him, but it will allow him to clear his zone.
So Drewski chasing him. He was supersonic. Figured, hey, I'm just going to see if I can't keep that momentum going. Doesn't quite get the bump, but I do feel that was a smart chase on the demo. I know you guys have heard me talk about him, going for the bumps, and I do feel he needed to go for Basilisk, knowing that he probably... we saw this happen before. What? Why? Why are we doing this?
And you can see it again right here. He loses him, and then all of a sudden Drewski, I mean, that's a jump scare, let's be honest here. I'm guilty of it. I flinch in Rocket League, yeah, and it's a half flip, backflip challenge from Drewski there. But I mean, that's a jump scare of sorts. You see him facing one way, and the next thing you know, he's 50ing you right on you.
Oh, definitely, and you're right. He lost him. The ball is quite large, as we all know, and depending on your camera settings, you're not always able to see that player at a certain particular point. And so, Drewski's playing it well. There's a good challenge from Basilisk. He's gonna have to turn quick, and that one started to roll a little bit awkward, and I thought he wasn't gonna be able to get in time, but luckily for him, he's able to get the goal. 52 seconds left, 2 goals down. Still possible, but Drewski, he's making Basilisk work for it.
Yeah, that was a great low 50, and using the reverse cam to check if Drewski recovered. Basilisk knew he had a little bit more time than what he's been afforded for most of this game, as that was a speedy shot. Drewski, great recovery off kickoff, will be able to turn it aside, and it's all the way back to the orange corner, but Drewski couldn't immediately challenge, had to wait on mid, and now Basilisk trying not to lose him. You can see him staying a little bit more on the left side that time. That's a fantastic adjustment.
Oh, indeed. And I was like, man, don't do this. We've seen it happen now. Every time Basilisk has tried to go for the dribble, Drewski's gotten him beat. So you just gotta watch it in a good way, like you said, for Basilisk to adapt and figure out what he needs to do. He's gonna try it again, but I'm watching from Basilisk's point of view. I mean, instantly, Drewski is gone out of sight. And now 3 seconds left. This one not going to go in favor of Basilisk, so this one will go to Drewski. And now, series match point in favor of Drewski. Basilisk is going to have to try this to send us to Game 5 after hopefully a Game 4 win. Otherwise, Drewski's going to take it.
And there's such a well-timed challenges, Mustache, that almost makes me wonder if Drewski is aware that he's pulling a little disappearing act, or if he's played so many ones that he just has the timing down. He knows when his opponents just can't see them out of habit.
So I know that this attempt, though I don't, as a person who predicted for Basilisk, I don't want to see the dribble attempt happening in a game because I'm noticing that Drewski's got you beat. But I'm guaranteeing you we're going to see it again. I'm going to do my best to try to switch to Drewski's point of view to make sure I want to see how he's playing that, because you're right. Either he knows, or he's done it enough to know, or he's flicking his camera back to see what it looks like. You know, if he's behind the ball and he doesn't see the opponent, then obviously he knows the opponent can't see him. Is he doing it in a split second? Is he just using the force? Who knows? But something is working for him, and he's able to make these challenges. Drewski, you're just a nut out there, and maybe I'm sorry for picking against you, but Basilisk, come on. You got this, bud. You can send us to game 5.
Drewski, match point. Basilisk down to his last life. Beck with Park one more time for game number 4. And, well, Basilisk needs a hot start here. If we let Drewski get rolling again, I think we all are aware of what the outcome could be. Early challenge, but the flick was not on. Well, Drewski, a little bit awkward. He's gotten a couple big boosts taken from him. He's looking for a musty. That does not connect, but he pops it around here. Drewski just has to punch it in, and he'll muscle it home.
He doesn't get the musty. He doesn't. He gets so awkward, but then recovers. Are you kidding me, Drewski? Where are you coming from?
I guess you just make it work. Call it improvising. I don't know. Maybe halfway through he realized, or I don't know at this point. But Drewski is a wizard of some sorts, and the magician is now in the sky. Double flip reset. Musty whip bottom left. Good save from Basilisk there. And wow, a double flip reset Musty. I didn't quite think we'd see something like that.
And he was still able to get the recovery needed to make the play. Drewski's a little awkward. Basilisk puts it right onto Drewski and gets the demo. Hey, the demo works. I don't care who you are. Drewski is far post. He's got to put this in quick. And wow, on my screen, Drewski was there. That is a server. I forget. I'm spacing on the terminology, but the server on his side in that particular point.
Drewski so close to getting back to that one, and well, Basilisk will tie it up here. Giving the server a little bit of an assist there, but again, welcome to Rocket League as we go trying to get back around. This is Drewski actually caught Basilisk flat tired there, not moving too much, and now back out to mid we go. Basilisk is tracking him down. He doesn't want to give him any kind of mechanical opportunity, but Drewski even launched after this one, able to take the 50 and grab the corner, and it's very difficult, Mustache, to understand when it feels like an SSL is faster than another SSL, but I mean, Drewski is starting to run circles around Basilisk. Though it hasn't yielded results in this game, it's starting to feel that way.
Oh, indeed, and there's the double. There it is, Drewski coming out. I mean, once he was in the air and had that control, this jump, and I'm like, that's it. That's double. Basilisk almost getting to it, but just too far underneath. It actually goes into the net. Drewski not going to miss those, puts one up on the board to make sure he's in the lead.
And it's funny, Mustache, most people probably don't understand what you mean by this jump, but you and I have done this at a pretty decently high level for a good time now, and we can just tell when players jump. Like when you see a takeoff, sometimes you just know, you're like, yep, he's on that, and that's what we just saw out of Drewski.
Ooh, that bounce from the ceiling worked out. I thought he was going to go for another double, but instead almost put the shot on target just because of the bounce from the ceiling. Now Drewski almost getting bumped in demo, but that one's going to go in. A little bit of a wave dash gave that one some power. I'm curious on the speed. Yes, 82 miles per hour because of the wave dash hit.
Wow, good little piece of that one there from Basilisk, and it's looking more and more, Mustache, like he's going to have to go for what I like to call the disruption plays, be it demos, bumps, even just attempting and forcing Drewski off his line, forcing him to dodge and be a little bit awkward. It's looking like that's going to have to be the recipe for success.
Oh yeah, he's got to be the annoying ones player. We've all seen that specific player. It doesn't matter what rank you're in. You've got to be the ball chasey type, the demo type, the bump type. You know, just some of the most annoying plays you can think of, and that may just be what Basilisk needs to do. As there's another shot on, unbelievable by Drewski. Flip resets coming out all around. And just ground to air, that ground to air dribble was perfect.
Top right corner. Off the flip reset shot there. I mean, we could continue to rave about this talent all day because it's just so impressive. And now, as Basilisk continues to fight, what a catch on the goal line. As Basilisk continues to try to fight back into this, it feels like every time he's able to get it close or get it tied, Mustache Drewski again just takes it right back into the lead.
And there's going to be a quick transition goal, but the demo coming out, and he had to. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you like the demos or not. He had to get that demo. Otherwise, it was going to be a goal for Drewski, and Basilisk cannot allow that. So I know the demo haters are out there, but hey, they're needed.
Speaking of needed, Basilisk needs a goal here to grab some of this momentum. But Drewski up for that one, able to play it to the side. He grabs his corner. Basilisk flip is just off. They do collide though, and Drewski didn't jump, so Basilisk will just be able to put this one in right over him.
The aggressiveness is really starting to come out. You see that bump, that Goomba stomp really put Drewski in an awkward position. Basilisk able to turn and get that cut and put that one in. Tied up, 1:37 left on the clock. Basilisk is keeping this close. Unfortunately, he's got to come out with that aggressive play style to do so. And hey, it's all part of the meta, so it is right in doing so. And Basilisk going to try to go for that bump. Not going to be able to get the wave dash and the momentum, but good to keep that pressure going. Shot on, it's off target. And Drewski gonna have to sit with a few pads to see what he can do.
Quick challenge, but once again the 51 by Basilisk will grab yet another big boost of Drewski's. He'll also be able to grab mid. Drewski was camping corner. It did spawn in his favor, so that was a big pickup for him. But still having to dodge demo, still having to deal with little to no boost as in this situation. And yep, the demo going to catch up to him one more time, but Basilisk is facing the wrong direction, which will afford Drewski yet another boost camp. He did not get that boost, but he will make the save, just no boost to recover with.
And Basilisk taking this all the way back allows Drewski to get that midfield, and this is not is not the position you want to be in. You're Basilisk, as Drewski got that ground air dribble. Another flick coming out and some power behind it. The accuracy, though, not there. And Basilisk is just trying to keep the pressure going. He's got to put the shot on target. It is off, and a little bit of slow rolling, so that gives Drewski plenty of time, and off the ceiling we go. He's going to come down, doesn't get the pogo. He's not going to be able to make the play. Why did Basilisk go for that? He's going to get the bump. Basilisk, you got to turn, you got to race, but he can't get the recovery, and Drewski takes it to his own corner.
Drewski just handed it to Basilisk, who just missed the
no!
shot. Oh my goodness, we're headed to overtime.
Unbelievable. And Basilisk trying to slow roll that kickoff. Drewski's going to pick up the midfield, and Basilisk taking it to the corner. Can he get this one around? He tries to go for the bump. Basilisk electing to go in mid to see what he can do. Drewski's got all the time in the world. The flick coming out, but the recovery not there from Bass.
Basilisk now with a flick of his own, but Drewski's up to play it to the side, and Basilisk able to get the corner boost off. Drewski trying to keep his momentum. He's able to beat the challenge, and it doesn't need. Oh, it does need a tap in, and Drewski was off to celebrate.
Unbelievable. I honestly thought that was in, and the post not favoring him that particular time. Basilisk not going to be able to get the power needed to get that one around Drewski. Flip reset there. He's not going to go for it. He's got the dribble still. He's going to try and go for the bump. No. Remember, Drewski doesn't elect to go for the aggressive play, and Basilisk might be able to recover. Doesn't get the touch. He goes for the midfield boost. Drewski's got the power, but Basilisk has the save.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't too sure about that one. I knew Drewski was going to get a lot behind it. And Basilisk, calculated risk does pay off. Drewski gonna have time and space and some boost. Can he end it in style? Ceiling, back down. Ground pinch is weak and right where Basilisk can save it. And so we proceed and continue on here in overtime.
Unbelievable. I saw Basilisk, backflip and Basilisk. What happened there? He was awkward in the corner?
I think he was expecting exactly what I thought, is that Drewski was about to pop it and he went to pre-jump him. And instead, Drewski snipes the top left corner, and that ends our main event.
Unbelievable showing by these two players. GG's all around, but Drewski coming out clutch, saying, I didn't need the demos, I'm just going to come out here with the mechanics, and he sure did. These plays, the recoveries, the shots, the aerials, just unbelievable plays to come out from Drewski, and he's able to take this series in 4.
What a series, though. Basilisk hung with Drewski despite all of the challenges, and he even had a couple opportunities there, Mustache, to where he really could have taken advantage of the of some of the kickoffs that he'd been afforded and some of the looks that he had at net. But I mean, what a 4-game series.
Indeed. I mean, you can't ask for any better main event than what we just saw. So now we got to bring Top Gun in to kind of go over it, and obviously you and Top Gun were correct in your predictions.
I mean, yeah, 3-0 on the night. It's looking pretty good for me. Congratulations to Drewski on the win. Basilisk, I mean, he definitely put up a really good fight. Honestly, I am a pretty strong believer that often you can definitely outplay somebody who's really mechanical with, kind of the defense and then counterattack method. I think that's something, I mean, that's personally my play style. But then again, I mean, I'm only like champ in ones, so I'm kind of bad at ones. So maybe I need to do something different myself and work on some mechanical plays. But if you voted for Drewski during prediction time, you do have the opportunity to win a $50 Amazon gift card, the last one for tonight.
Here is Dynamic D's prize winner.